let's just jump right into the game news. Get started. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome back anyway. Wanted to start with Hellblade 2, Senua Saga. It's sitting in a nice 82 on Metacritic. Came out today at the time of this recording, and it's doing pretty good. It's not a game I'm gonna play because it looks too realistic for me and kind of scary. But I hear it's a good game, and it's nice to see Xbox get a win thanks to Ninja Theory. They put a lot of work into it. And yeah, just excited to see how the game does on the overall once we get there. And it's been out for a little bit, but yeah, launched in Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass PC or Game Pass on Xbox, download the game, check it out if you're into that kind of thing. All right, let's move on. We got a surprise announcement, and I hear that this trailer is pretty legit, so we're just gonna watch it. Kingdom Hearts coming to Steam. Probably gonna get flagged for this one. This is a re-recording of Simple and Clean. Let's go.
Fly away from here to the world outside. The future is in all your hands.
In all your hands.
As is the world's light. May
All
your
right.
hearts be your guiding key.
Wow.
I will tell you what your friend needs right
Is it
now.
giving us chronological
He wants your
games?
protection. He needs you to believe.
I swore I would survive and be there to see what awaited beyond
Dang.
the Keyblade War.
Birth by Sleep is my favorite one. I don't know about you guys.
Now return my friend's heart, or pay the price.
Would you mind if I stayed here with you?
Sure, if it'll make you feel better.
Thank you.
They spent a lot of time on this.
I will face the
0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. Actually, I really liked this one. It just makes you feel sad for Aqua, though.
The door is open, Sora. Now we can go to the outside world.
All for one, one for all.
Yeah. The original Kingdom Hearts holds so much nostalgia for me. Such a good game.
I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
Don't ever forget, wherever you go, I'm always with you.
Yes.
Let's close this door for good.
We're good, not for evil. This one was the hardest one to play of this whole collection. The 3D version of this game is rough. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the weakest entry in the series.
You made another promise to someone who you could never replace. She is your light.
I hope we can always be just like this.
I wish this had gotten a full remake.
Then
This one has some important plot.
Go on, you just keep running. But I'll always be there to bring you back.
Ugh, right in the feels.
Am I the one who did this to you? Looks like my summer vacation is over.
I like Kingdom Hearts 2. The goat.
For our sorrows to
The
end,
goat.
and hope that our hearts will blend. Now I will step forward to realize this wish. And who knows?
Well, there is one advantage to being me.
Really? What's that?
Having you for a friend. There's a road for the taking. If you
Recoded was good too. I remember liking that one a lot.
Accepted?
It's not a game.
they're waiting for Sora. He's the only one who can put an end to their hurt.
You are the one who has made your heart a prison.
This one was fun too. Gets a lot of flack,
Not the prison.
but it was fun.
I know the Keyblade didn't choose me, and I don't care. I'm proud to be a small part of something bigger. The people it did choose. My friends. They are my power.
Let's go. Call back.
On that
Kingdom Hearts 3.
night, darkness
I liked
prevailed
Kingdom
over
Hearts 3.
the spy.
Once it got
The
updates
future,
and fixed the stuff,
it's already been written.
it was good.
My whole journey began the day I lost her.
Epic.
I thought we'd finally be together. But she's out there, alone.
His heart and his mind are made up.
Is it gonna go into like the Remind DLC? Is that part of the collection? Oh, we're almost done.
Sora, let's close it.
Everyone
Double
help
key.
me out.
The Keyblade.
Everyone always told me.
It does go into Remind as a separate
just
thing. That's
follow
epic.
my heart.
Seeing that you have also taken the forbidden path, you too must be ready to make the ultimate sacrifice.
The
I've
ultimate
been having
sacrifice.
these weird thoughts lately.
Like, is any of this for real or not?
Mm. So yeah, I thought it was super cool. Finally coming to Steam. The Epic Games Store is no longer the exclusive place to get these on PC. So super cool. It seems got it. Let's go. All right, moving on to the next topic, and moving on with the game news. We got another trailer, Multiversus official launch trailer. Stars Collide, Pious Fly. This game is finally coming out. It went away last year, if you guys remember. Plain, I did see your message. I will get to that after we finish up the game news. Did anybody play the beta last year? I thought it was fun. I thought it was super fun.
Look out! It's... Wanna see a magic trick?
Oh no, an evil clown. Never seen one of those.
Actually, that's really funny.
Mathematical! You realize, of course, this means... How's that for a finisher?
I don't know if anybody's excited about it. I'm actually gonna re-download it. I'm wanting to play it. It just looks fun. It was a fun Smash Bros. Alternative.
Oh, that's a cute little toy you got there.
This is no toy, Earthling. It is an Acme Bubble Blaster. Isn't it, love?
Hey now! It ain't right to point weapons at a lady.
You have made me very angry.
So if the gun hurts him, he's pretty much Pichu, right? Pichu hurts itself every time it does an attack in Smash. Now I'm angry. Oh no, they made Vin Diesel mad.
Sword, check. Shield, check.
I don't get this. Is that evil Wonder Woman?
Thirst for battle. Always check. The only version of me I trust is me.
Oh wait, no, not this one. Let's try. Sorry, Bruce, I'm not here. Too cheery.
I like how he goes into Adventure Time, says too cheery. That's great.
Surrender, Joker. You're outnumbered.
I usually work alone, but for you,
So I find it weird Jason Voorhees is in the game, but Agent Smith from The Matrix? Come on now. I'm glad it comes out instead of it just being dead. I kind of thought they would abandon the game. I sort of kind of did. But there you go. That's a good screenshot of, I guess, the initial lineup. It was fun. I want to see how it changed, but it was fun. All right, moving into other upcoming releases. This comes out May 28th, I think is what it said. Just not quickly in the description. All right, we'll move on. All right, this game drops tomorrow, Wuthering Waves. This is like akin to Genshin or Honkai. I don't know a thing about it. This is a release trailer. This came out a day ago. So I'm definitely looking forward to this. I hear it's a gacha game. I don't know. I don't seem to have a problem playing Genshin or Honkai, Star Rail. Who's making this? That's what I need to know. I don't know who's making this. It looks good. I'm wondering what the combat is. If it's turn-based RPG or if it's action RPG. We all know it's an RPG. Let's be honest. But I plan on checking this out sometime this week. Maybe during a morning stream. It looks good. It looks pretty good. Ooh, evil. Wuthering Waves. All right. So that does it, I think, for the trailers. No, we're not doing that. Close that one out. All right. Moving on to our next story of the week. Nintendo announces acquisition of Shiver Entertainment. This was an Embracer studio that has ported games to the Switch, the likes of Mortal Kombat 1 and Hogwarts Legacy. Which, I mean, those are ports that probably should have never happened. So they clearly have some skill. Their official statement, this is courtesy of Nintendo Life, but the official statement was shared on X. By welcoming Shiver's experienced and accomplished development team, Nintendo aims to secure high-level resources for porting and developing software titles. Going forward, even after it becomes a part of the Nintendo Group, Shiver's focus will remain the same, continuing commissions that port and develop software for multiple platforms, including Nintendo Switch. The acquisition will be completed pending satisfaction of all relevant customary closing conditions. And that statement's kind of cool. It sounds like Nintendo's going to let them continue to port games to other platforms, or maybe they're just wording it that way so they can say Switch and Switch 2. I don't know. It just seems like they might have some technical experience in making games work with limited resources, considering that they've gotten games that, again, probably should have never been on Switch, running on the Switch. So that's super cool to see. Curious what this leads to going into the next generation of Nintendo hardware. We'll find out pretty soon. Bummer news. Seems like every week we've been announcing layoffs or closures. PlayStation London Studio has officially closed its doors. Studio shares a farewell message as it shuts after 22 years. This is courtesy of VGC, Video Games Chronicle. Let's see. Founded in 2002, based in Soho, London. First party studio, worked on the Getaway series and was responsible for the SingStar franchise. You know, it's just crazy that PlayStation has kind of been culling studios, and London Studio did some stuff, probably catered more to a wider array of people. But it's a bit of a bummer. Maybe there is hope for some of these guys, as Amazon Games is opening a European studio at Bucharest Games, apparently helmed by a Ubisoft veteran. Thanks to Video Games Chronicle again for this article. Basically opening a studio in Europe will be led by Christian Pana, former managing director at Ubisoft Bucharest. Pana has over 20 years of experience and previously worked for Far Cry, The Division, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora. I'm not saying people in the UK would go get a job in Romania. I'm just saying there are studios opening and closing. Hopefully the people from London Studio can land on their feet. Hopefully this studio puts out some good games. Don't know what they're building. Don't know what they're working on. Amazon Games will publish the next Tomb Raider game from Crystal Dynamics. So there's that. We'll see what happens. Good luck to everybody involved, and hopefully they do well. All right, moving on to our next story. Microsoft held a huge AI event this week. They will be putting AI inside Minecraft and other Xbox and PC games. New Copilot features will search your inventories, offer tips and guides. This is courtesy of Windows Central. Jez Corden wrote the article just to give proper credit where credit's due. I don't think I did that for the other ones, and I'm sorry. Let's hit the bullet points. Microsoft Copilot uses ChatGPT and DALL-E to do stuff, and we've all played with it, had fun, made some fun images, and had silly conversations. Microsoft demonstrated Copilot AI gaming features, detailing how Copilot will help gamers find information more easily. And Minecraft's example was, how do I craft a sword? And Copilot will look in your Minecraft inventory for the necessary materials and help you craft it. I don't know how I feel about this. Lots of stuff came out of this AI event. Some of it looks promising. Some of the new hardware they announced is really legit, with the Surface laptop and new Surface Pros using the new ARM architecture. You know, it's looking like it's going to beat out Apple Silicon in a lot of ways, but who knows? Those benchmarks are always skewed a little bit to be they're technically misleading until you get hands on the hardware, and then you realize, okay, they were technically right for this very one specific use case. It's 20% faster or whatever, but nobody notices that 20%. What will be interesting to see is how Copilot launches in games. Maybe it'll help. Hey, how many things do I have to kill until I level up or whatever, or how many more games do I need to play to finish out the season pass? I could see personally myself I ask those questions in games as it is. So maybe Copilot can answer that. The thing I don't like is they have announced that the new Windows 11 features running on ARM will constantly screen cap your PC while you're Surface, and I'm not a fan of that. But basically, it'll learn how you use your computer and be able to help better, and it just rubs me the wrong way. I'm not as well versed in the AI sector as I probably should be, but data collection bothers me, and Windows has gotten way more egregious about it than it ever used to be. And now they're just going to be like watching how you use your computer, which means anything you do will be screenshotted and some kind of data point will be made. Not looking forward to this, to be honest. It gives me weird, creepy vibes. A lot of people have said that, oh, remember the Kinect? It not looking so bad, huh? Nope, same boat. It's weird. Don't watch what I do. It does say it's stored locally, but I guarantee there's a data point being sent home about the screenshot or how you use it, or non-identifying data being sent home with those screenshots. Like none of it, like Microsoft's definitely going to be training their models on it. There's no doubt. There's no way they're not doing that, and you can't convince me otherwise. But good point. It is stored locally. Well, Time Machine is a backup system, though. This is like, hey, what did I do 5 minutes ago? What tab did I just accidentally close? And it goes, oh, well, let me look in your screenshots, and pulls like data out of it. Time Machine's just a snapshot of your PC install. So there's the difference, but I don't know. I'm not fully in favor of AI learning how I use stuff in the interest of harvesting more data points. But yes, that is to be fair. Everybody's capturing your data and sending it and making millions off of it while you sit here and go, oh, what game should I play today? All right, moving on to the last story of the night. As we move into playing X Defiant, I wanted to talk about the system specs on PC because it's very funny. This game was announced 2 years ago, has finally launched today, and then we have 2 days ago the system specs were published, and I just wanted to look at them real quick for your benefit and my own in case I get interested. But basically, the minimum for 1080p is a Ryzen 3 Intel i3 1010 5F Ryzen 3 3100 GPU. They feature art graphics. Hey, look at that. They made the list. The A380 6GB, which is like their cheapest model, a 1050 4GB, or an RX 5500 XT 4GB, 8GB of RAM, Windows 10, 35GB of storage. You could run this game on almost anything, But then if you look at the ultra specs, so let's look at the opposite end, right? What do they recommend for ultra? 4K Ryzen 7 3700X. That's actually pretty impressive, but it's probably not CPU bound because they're saying a 3080 or 6800 XT. Again, few years old, but still not cheap hardware. 16 gigs of RAM, still pretty modest for 4K. I'm guessing 4K 60, 4K 120 maybe. Most people are probably going to be running it in the 1080 1440p recommended enthusiast build here. So again, Intel Arc made the list on the mid tiers. Good job, Intel. As an Arc user, I'm just excited to see that my hardware is officially supported by X Defiant, so I might actually be able to play it on my PC. But anyway, that does it for this week's Game News Show. If you're watching on YouTube after the fact, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Comment below about any of these stories. But also just let me know, when are you downloading Kingdom Hearts on Steam? I'm sure it'll sell really well. If you're watching on everything else, we're going to go play X Defiant now. So that'll do it for the Game News. Thanks for watching. See ya.